Greetings, my people. This is your person, Freedom Temple, CYK Biafra. Thank you once again for today. Thank you for passing by. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime we post a video, you will be notified. Today I'm not too fit, but we must continue. There is no going back. No going back. We must continue. We must continue telling the world what is going on in that country called Nigeria. You see what is happening? You that are somewhere there saying, let's continue praying for Nigeria, let's continue praying for Nigeria, Nigeria will be better, the leaders will change. Can you imagine? Can you see them yourself disgracing themselves publicly? Before going out from their house this morning, their wife will tell them bye. Their children will tell them that you go well. This is how they are moving you and I forward. See them. See them. See it for yourself. This is how they are moving you and I forward. This is how your prayer is going to change the country called Nigeria. This is how your prayer is going to change everything that is happening in that country. This is what your prayer is going to do for them. How can these people do good for you? Tell me, what well do these people mean for you and I and our children? Ask yourself that question. What well do these people mean for you? Your president heard that he has traveled to Saudi Arabia. As I'm speaking to you now, he is in Saudi Arabia, somewhere in Saudi Arabia. Purpose of the traveling, unknown to the House of Rep, unknown to the Senate House, unknown to the National Assembly. How much more you? Without telling anybody his whereabouts, the reason of traveling, and you say that these people mean well for you. They mean well for you and I. These people, do they mean well for you and I? For you and I. Do these people mean well for you and I? My dear people, let's sit up. Let us sit up. Let us sit up. You see the way, you see all the things that is happening around that country. EFCC, they are not chasing after the government officials. DSS, police, army, they are not chasing after Fulani herdsmen. They are not chasing after Boko Haram, but they are chasing what's after you that are struggling for your daily bread. Suddenly, you lay down in your room or wherever you're praying and you say, let's pray for Nigeria. Nigeria will be better. My dear, the answer to your prayer is what? Nothing. Only prayer you must pray is what? Pray that the division of Nigeria, that God will make it go what? In peace and not in pieces, so that you will not be consumed. That should be your prayer point from this moment on. This should be your prayer point. Pray that the country called Nigeria should be divided in what? In peace and not in pieces. Don't say that prayer that you're saying again, that God should please make Nigeria to be better. No, that is not a good prayer point. It's not even necessary for you to keep on with that prayer point. Because you have seen with your eyes, every day by day, you keep on seeing the worst and not any amendment, no sign of amendment, no sign of changes. And you keep on saying that your prayer, you keep on insinuating that tomorrow will be better. How do you think that's how do you imagine your prayer point? Or how do you imagine what you are saying? My dear people, it's not every time they'll be telling you wake up, wake up, wake up. See your leaders, what they are doing. See how they are disgracing themselves in public, for that matter. In public. What a shame. What a big shame. You call them your leaders. Most of you are praying, saying, Let's pray for Nigeria. This is the Nigeria you are praying for, that it will be better tomorrow. While every tomorrow you see it getting worse and worse. You see it getting worse. And the more you keep on praying every tomorrow, that it will be better. You see them, see your leaders. See your leaders, the people that are ruling you, the people you are praying to God, that God should make them change. You see them. Tell me the kind of changes you want from these people. Tell me what kind of changes do you want tomorrow for yourself and for your children. You see the way they are hitting themselves. See the way they are fighting. You see the way they are doing. You can see it yourselves. Tell me the future you want for Nigeria through these people. Eh? Now that you have seen this, tell me now what will now be your prayer point. People that are agitating for Biafra, you call them idiots, stupid people. That one Nigeria is the only way forward. Is this the only way forward? You think for the future of your generation, the one present and the ones yet unborn? I know still most of you will say that I'm talking nonsense, I'm talking rubbish. No problem, you can think anything or say anything you wish, but one thing, and that thing I have to tell you is now and here, which is one Nigeria is taking us nowhere. Nowhere. Praying for Nigeria is taking us nowhere. Only way forward. Only way forward is what? Division. Let's divide so that everybody go, as in Oduduwa, Middle Belt, Biafrans, the so-called Northerners. If I also want to separate from Fulani, they are free. But let's do what? Divide. So that you should go and develop your own house. Go and do clean up in your house. Go and pray for your households. For your household to be better than my own household. Or why me I go and pray for my own household to be better than your own household. Then only then shall you see progress. Only then shall you see blessings. Only then shall you see forwardness. But now, with all this, there is no way forward. There is no way forward. So last time I asked the question, why are some people silent? Why are some people less concerned? That question that I asked earlier, you are saying it now. The Senate House, they were complaining, banging. Tomorrow this one will come out and say, so, while it is you people that put on that fire that are burning. Now it has started affecting you from one way or the other. You have started crying. But since the poor, the commoners have been crying, you never gave them a listening ear. But now that it has started affecting you, now you are crying in the Senate House. Still you, the commoner, that are sitting outside, which is supposed to be seeing what is happening inside, you refuse to see even while you are seeing. You refuse to hear even while it is forcing itself to enter into your ear. You refuse to understand even when you finally hears. I able to na isolate. E we isolate here ke butie ke na ede as in ana ede ana tologa aka. See your leaders. The people you need that every day, every morning, every night to pray for. To pray that God should touch them so that they will, I don't know what your prayer point is. I'm just insinuating, because I know that there are many who are saying one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Let's pray for one Nigeria, one Nigeria. This is those looters. This is what they always say: one Nigeria, one Nigeria. While you are saying that there is nothing like one Nigeria, and there will never be anything like one Nigerianness. Let's sit up. The time is what? Now. Let's sit up. The time is now. The only way out is what? Division. Way that the betterment of your children, the one yet, the generation yet now, and the ones yet unborn, the only way is division. Like one Nigeria, and there will never be anything like one Nigerianness. Let's sit up. The time is what? Now. Let's sit up. The time is now. The only way out is what? Division. Way that the betterment of your children, the one yet, the generation yet now, and the ones yet unborn, the only way is division. But if you still doubt me, let's keep on watching. I know Biafra is going. Biafrans, they have gone already. They have gone already. Biafrans, they are out. We have gone. So you that you sat down there, sitting there all day, crying or praying, that tomorrow will be better from this thing you are seeing now. Sorry for you. I said what? Sorry for you. I will not say sorry for us, because I am no longer a monk. So sorry for you. Because there is no future here. Through these people, you don't have any future. For today and for tomorrow. Even later in future, there is no future. Through these people. From these people to you. No one. Not even at all. No any. Because what they care is for what? What they care for is what? Only them, only them, only them. Even you are not somewhere attached. Around the corner of their fence, nothing. Division is the only way out. Watch this video. Watch this video.
President Buhari-led APC government value-added tax increment. The Nigerian Opposition Coalition (CUPP), acting through one of its alliance party members, the Action People's Party (APP), has commenced legal action in the Federal High Court that is aimed at bringing succor to the already traumatized and impoverished Nigerian citizens who are daily being punished by President Buhari's incompetent APC-led federal government through obnoxious tax regime and hiking of all the prices payable by citizens for government services, which we are optimistic that they all will be answered in our favor, as they are all issues of law and public interest. For a government to clearly go outside the direct provisions of the law just to suffer citizens and tax them out of existence is condemnable, arbitrary, undemocratic, capricious, oppressive, cruel, and indeed must be rejected and resisted. Is it not worrisome that a government that has failed for 6 months to implement a new minimum wage regime, which would have barely lifted the purchasing power of workers, has since that time increased VAT, agreed to return toll gates, embarked on unbraided borrowing, increased electricity tariff without commensurate increase in electricity supply, uses a quarter of the budget to service debt, and imposes other Jankara economic policies and wicked taxes, all aimed at tightening the economic space of the common citizens while they live in affluence and extravagance, including abandoning governance to unelected hands and junketing from one foreign country to another. Today, while citizens are suffering and the security of the nation is facing serious challenge, the president has left again for Saudi Arabia to attend a no-impact seminar, from where he will embark on a luxury private trip to United Kingdom and didn't deem it fit to hand over power to the Vice President. We are concerned about who is going to be taking decisions till next month ending, when our Supreme Majesty will return. The nation has been pocketed and the leader behaves the way he likes because the citizens cannot muster the courage to question him. Now, he has levied wicked taxes like ancient emperors to the already poor suffering citizens to raise money to cover the resources his incompetence wasted. The question we pose to the Federal High Court to determine are whether, having regard to the combined effects of Section 1, 4, and 38 of the Value Added Tax Act and Section 4(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the first, second, third, and fourth defendant being the federal government, President Muhammad Buhari, Minister of Finance, Federal Land Revenue, and Attorney General, have the powers to unilaterally amend or override any provisions of the Value Added Tax Act as it relates to the imposition of chargeable tax rate without going through the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for an amendment of the relevant provision thereof or the issuance of an executive order to that effect. 2. Whether, having regard to the combined effect of Section 1, Section 4, and Section 38 of the Value Added Tax Act, the act or conduct of the first, second, third, and fourth defendants in unilaterally amending, varying, modifying, or increasing the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax as it relates to the supply and consumption of goods and services in Nigeria to 7.5% without following the due process of law is not null, void, and of no effect whatsoever. Third, whether the first and third defendant in imposing, amending, varying, or increasing the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax as it relates to supply and consumption of goods and services in Nigeria is not under any primary constitutional obligation to consider the welfare and well-being of the citizenry in line with the fundamental objectives and direct principles of the state policy, thereby making the present 50% increment in the chargeable rate of value added tax obnoxious, capricious, and illegal. It is on this belief that we have asked the Federal High Court for the following reliefs: a declaration that the first, second, and third defendant do not have the powers to unilaterally amend or override any provisions of the value added tax as it relates to the imposition of chargeable tax rate without going through the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for an amendment of the relevant section. 2. A declaration that the act or conduct of the first, second, and third defendant in unilaterally amending, varying, modifying, or increasing the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax to 7.5% without following the due process of law is null, void, and of no effect. A declaration that the first and third defendant is under a primary constitutional obligation to consider the welfare and well-being of citizenry in line with the fundamental objective and direct principles of state policy in imposing, amending, varying, or increasing the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax as it relates to supply and consumption of goods and services in Nigeria. Fourth, a declaration that the first and third defendant, by failing in their primary constitutional obligation of considering the welfare and well-being of the citizenry before the imposition of the amendment, variation, or increment in the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax to 7.5%, acted unconstitutionally, capriciously, and illegally. An order of the court setting aside the 7.5 increment, amendment, variation, or however described in the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax as it relates to the supply and consumption of goods and services in Nigeria. An order of mandatory injunction restraining the defendant, whether by themselves, agencies, ministries, officers, or however described, from further implementing or in any other manner, however, carrying out or giving effect to the 7.5 increment, amendment, or variation in the chargeable tax rate of the value added tax as it relates to the supply and consumption of goods and services in Nigeria. And for such further orders as this honorable court may deem fit to make. We can only call on our dear citizens to bear with us a while as we wait on the court to set aside this illegal VAT increase so that the prices of goods and services will come back to within affordable rate for citizens. Finally, this struggle is not about the Nigerian opposition, but about the welfare of the common man, which the president and his APC party care less about and have no capacity to fix their welfare. All citizens must join and show solidarity at the next adjourned date to show the world that we are united in action to stop this band of insensitive people from taxing our citizens to death. Kengi Mugochinyere, CUPP spokesperson, National Chairman, APP, and Plaintiff.
So my people, you're welcome back. You have watched the video. You've heard it yourselves. Your president just woke up from his bed, pick up his clothes if he has any, because they have money all over the world, and enter into the flight and move off to Saudi Arabia. National Assembly could not even inform them. House of Rep, he could not inform them. Not even any other officials. Cabinet members, he could not inform them. He just traveled to Saudi Arabia with no reason of traveling. And after Saudi Arabia, he will now move to US at the end of the month. Next month ending is when he will be coming back. Next month ending. Which means, and he did not even hand over power. Not even hand over power to his vice president. Which means, do you know the meaning? Which means everything is what stands still until he's back. Everything is standstill until, because that is not the real Buhari. That is Jubilee. So when he comes back, then they will now start from where they will now continue from where they stopped. Are you reasoning anything? Even if you feel like you are seeing but you are blind, are you reasoning anything? Your president will just wake up. He don't even care about you. If you don't reason anything, just reason that this person don't care about me, so he's a guy. Just think like this that I'm thinking now. Don't think any other thing again. Just think, oh boy, you don't care about me, so nothing again. Maybe you get out. Just think it like that. You don't care about me again, so it's just find your way. Just think about it this way. Just everyday traveling. As I've said it many times. Everyday traveling. President of America, Donald Trump, still said it earlier. He said, the president that your house is burning and you left your house and you are traveling is nothing. It's not a person traveling. Since from his seat, from traveling one country or the other, and sickness. Nothing good. It has nothing good for you. After all these damages, all this squandering of money, all this looting, only thing he has for you is what? Budget that will put you into more trouble and disasters. And you sat down there and you keep on praying for Nigeria. You keep on saying one Nigerian, yes? Ah, shame. Shame. Sit up, and the time is now. Biafra for life. Here comes the end of my topic. Remain blessed. Still your person, Freedom Temple CYK Biafra. We shall continue. There is no going back. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.